The city throbbed, a symphony of laughter and car horns. New Year's Eve. An electric energy crackled in the air, contagious and bright. Windows glowed, apartments alive with parties and promises of a new year. Inside her high-rise apartment, Anna poured herself another glass of champagne. The city lights twinkled below, a vast, glittering ocean. She raised her glass in a solitary toast. Happy New Year, me. The television blared festive music. Confetti rained down on Times Square. Millions cheered, but in her sterile, modern apartment, the celebration felt hollow. A wave of loneliness washed over her, cold and unwelcome. She scrolled through her phone, the bright screen a poor substitute for human warmth. No messages, not even a spam call, just her, the city's joyous din, and a growing sense of unease. The minutes ticked by. Closer to midnight. Another glass of champagne, the bubbles bitter on her tongue. The city's joyous symphony began to grate on her nerves, a cacophony masking a deeper, unsettling silence within her own four walls. She walked to the window, the city lights blurred, distorted by a sudden wave of dizziness. The music from the television seemed to warp, the cheerful tunes taking on a discordant, almost sinister tone. A chill snaked down her spine. She rubbed her arms, trying to shake off the sudden cold. The apartment, usually a sanctuary, felt different, smaller, suffocating, as if the walls themselves were closing in. Her reflection stared back from the darkened window pane. Pale face, anxious eyes, a stranger staring back from the other side, or was it just her own fear taking on a life of its own? The clock ticked closer to midnight. 10 minutes, 5. The city outside seemed to hold its breath, poised on the edge of a shared exhale. Anna stood by the window, transfixed by the city lights, a knot of dread tightening in her stomach. A low hum started, barely audible at first. It vibrated in her teeth, resonated in her bones. A sound out of sync with the festive revelry, a dissonant note in the city's joyous symphony. It grew louder, insistent, impossible to ignore. The hair on her arm stood on end. She looked up, drawn by an unseen force. High above the city, a single point of light flickered, growing larger, descending, a firework. But not like any she had ever seen before. It descended slowly, almost leisurely, pulsating with an eerie white light. No colorful sparks, no celebratory bang, just that unnerving silence punctuated by the growing hum. A silence that spoke of something ancient, powerful, and utterly wrong. Panic seized her. She stumbled back from the window, heart pounding against her ribs. The hum intensified, vibrating through the room, shaking the very foundations of the building. The light from the descending firework pulsed, casting grotesque shadows that danced across the walls. The television flickered, the image distorted by static. The music, once cheerful, dissolved into a guttural roar. The room grew colder, the air thick with the metallic tang of ozone. A pressure built in her ears, a sense of something immense and terrible about to unfold. Crash! The window imploded. Shards of glass flew inward, glittering dangerously in the pulsating light. Anna screamed, a primal sound swallowed by the deafening roar. The light engulfed her, searing white, blindingly bright, then silence. The apartment was still, the television screen blank. The only sound, the distant wail of sirens approaching. On the floor, amidst the shattered glass and debris, lay a single charred firework. Its white light had vanished, replaced by a sinister, smouldering red, and etched on its side a single word, barely visible in the flickering light of the approaching sirens: run.